we're back. Welcome once again to Dear Love and Lust Podcast. I am Jermaine Main Event Brown alongside my co-host Shavina Brooklyn Shea Richardson. This is episode 36-102 because we attempted to do an episode previously.
Yes.
But the universe and the power that be decided that it was not supposed to be seen.
Isn't that interesting? I find it to be.
Hilariously.
Yes.
We had a special guest. I won't say who, but we will announce that later on.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to make some things happen with that episode because that would be a special one.
Yes,
and the start of a regular habit of having guests on the show.
Yes. I like that, you know.
Yeah.
I have some people in mind, but we talked about that
Mm-hmm.
partially.
And what is this episode about today? What do we call this episode, Brooklyn?
The search. You ready for it?
The search.
We on a mission.
What is Dear Love and Lust Podcast? Dear Love and Lust shares perspective from both a man and a woman, male and female, in response to submitted anonymous questions regarding love, sex, and relationships. There will also be various topics discussed as well.
Okay. We love it. We love it. And we're here because we just like to be here.
We're in our new space that is still basically new to us because we really haven't used it, even though we've been in here for about 6 months.
Well, yeah, technically. Yeah. We've been getting it together. Okay. And I'm very grateful that. Woo-hoo.
It's the Herd Temple Main Event Live Studios.
Yes.
I did a couple shoots so far. I did one actually on Saturday.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, we here for all of this greatness. I'm talking about a man of many talents, and I just got finished giving him his accolades a little bit, giving him his flowers while he's still here to receive them.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody had put a little bug in my ear most recently than not, and I was like, I compliment me. I'm like,
wow.
Right. I said, wait a minute now. You gotta watch. You clearly are not watching our show. It's like, no, I watched the show. You know, y'all got good chemistry. I said, okay, good job.
I need to know who that is.
Yeah, right. That's what
who
I
paying
said.
that much attention?
Yeah, paying enough attention to say, oh, you need to compliment him more. I said, we don't argue no more. We wasn't arguing in the beginning either.
No, we were having
said,
heated discussions.
We really was because I don't always have
perspectives.
You know, I won't have to agree with everything that he says. And
that would defeat the purpose of the show.
Correct. Your perspective is your perspective. But what I was saying was, and giving you your flowers, was just addressing the fact that you are a man of many talents. You out here in these streets, hard body, very heavy, and always, you know, excuse me, I'm drinking, sorry, I had a burp. Being a supportive person, this is important, but being a very supportive person to people out in the community. And most recently, and if I wasn't sleeping because I had to go to work, I would have been at Wind Down Wednesday, but you was the guest DJ, and the set was amazing. To me, one of your best sets. Okay, so I loved it, and I have it on rotation. So that's my
So if you were not present at Lark Hall on May 24th, you know, to kick off the Memorial Day weekend, shout out to TGIF and his new company, Always Outside. They had me as the featured DJ.
Yes.
For their monthly event, Wind Down Wednesday. It was a good night. I had fun. On set, it felt like a blur.
Okay.
But I had fun. I did my thing. Shout out to DJ Show for always coming through, supporting. He helped host my set along with TJF. Biz was in the building too, so the Showbiz Live faction was definitely represented.
I love it. That's good stuff.
It was sold out.
Yep, as always.
Just like this month, June 14th, I believe, is also sold out.
We here for it.
Yeah, my next event is June 10th.
Okay.
All white affair at Albany Stadium.
Okay.
Restaurant and bar. If you need tickets, go on maineventlive.com. If you want to hear My 45-minute set that I did at One Down Wednesday is available on Mixcloud.com /Main Event Live. Look for it there.
That's what we here for. And, you know, we giving the accolades and shout out. So shout out to HTM. I wanted to represent today.
Shout out to them and their, 11 years?
11 years. And making it happen.
They've been celebrating for a couple days,
a couple of weeks. Months.
Remnants of that celebration is outside in this hallway.
Yes, it is. It is out there. All right. And I was like, yeah, you know, we still got to take pictures of the people that may potentially come through to just highlight supporters in the community and stuff like that. So that is a plus that has to happen before we, you know, wrap it up. But it's a blessing. It really is. So shout out to all the HTM and our sister group org, United Sisters of New York. Love y'all very much. And
shout out to the lady in red who helps make it go.
Thank you very much.
And Shavina Brooklyn Shea Richardson.
So thank you very much, man. So it was a blessing. So yeah, so we getting into this. The search.
Let's get into the search.
And we want to be clear that we are not experts
at all. Just two people that's been through some.
Shoot. Completely. All right.
I'm grown. She grown.
My goodness, very grown. Grown. So grown that we
sometimes life experience is the best teacher.
Yes.
Completely.
Oh my word. And having no regrets, because I don't have none. None. You know, you think about it, but yeah, no regrets whatsoever. You good?
I'm just looking at the new signatures that I didn't pay attention to.
Oh yeah, they flowing around, little something. We come into the fold of getting them signatures back up on the walls and everything. But there's some good stuff right here now. So we love when people actually submit some anonymous questions because you are not put on blast whatsoever. But
unless you want to be.
Yeah. Because when we go live, you can say whatever you want to say and do whatever you want to do. And that part. And I look forward to us doing the YouTube thing and getting everything together. So, you know, we just taking our time, man. We just taking our time. And it is what it is.
Ain't no rush to it. Just do it.
Great conversation always. So, where we at? You want to jump right on into
So, first question of the day with this episode 36-102. The search, where can you go to find someone for a relationship?
Lord. So, I don't know if Maine and I discussed this and if y'all remember, but we both are technically single.
Wait, hold on. I am single. All the way single.
All right, he's all the way single. I'm dating. Okay, I'm still single. Okay, I have no ring on my finger. I am still single. Okay, so we want to make that clear, and the person who I'm dating clearly gets that, and he's a mature person enough to receive it and understand it. I'm single until. And
until what?
Until it would get solidified into a situation. If a ring get put on my finger, then I'm no longer single. That means I'm in a committed relationship then, because it would be made clear prior. That
so basically, you just do what you want.
We're going into a relationship. No. And I wouldn't say that the person does what they want either, because I'm a very loyal person. So if I'm committed to you, I'm committed to you. But in this particular situation, it's not a situationship or anything. It's an understanding of what needs to take place in order for us to be in a relationship. And you got to clarify the difference for me, because understanding the situationship. It's not a situation.
It sounds synonymous to me.
No, it doesn't.
I'm on the outside looking in.
I know you are. So let me. I'm gonna give you an explanation, and for those, let me clear it up. So in the grown world, we can date, right? We meet people and we decide whether or not if we want to be exclusive with these people, right?
Copy.
So sometimes people get too comfortable. And if they get too comfortable, then that means that they're not necessarily putting in the same energy or work necessary. So I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket, right? I will leave myself open with the thought process that I'm communicating effectively to the person that I'm seeing more than anyone else, and letting it be known that there's some things that you need to get together within yourself, and vice versa, if there's anything on my end that I need to work on, because it has to be a mutual communication that happens where I'm asking a person, what do you need from me in order for this to be wherever you think it's supposed to be going, and do we collectively think that this is going to go somewhere?
So you're not asking that question?
No, I asked that in the beginning.
Oh,
so
okay.
when I got my answer, then it's like, okay, I see that, that's where you would like this to go. But in order to get there, then there's some things that have to take place, because people could say 1,000 times that love is all it takes. Love is not all it takes. There's way more different layers, and we know that because we both were married, okay? And now happily divorced. So it's one of them things where you just say, let's get back to this question. Because he know what it is. As long as he know what it is, and anybody that, I like.
Let's not get Brooklyn Shea in trouble today.
No, I'm not going to be in trouble, period. Okay? Well, he watches our show very heavily, and that's a good thing, because he clearly wants to learn. What does it take to get me to a place where I am going to be wholeheartedly, just fully committed to him?
Why you blink your eyes every time you finish your sentence like that? Because you got the lashes on.
I got the lashes on today, so I'm fluttering. I'm like, ooh. That's the only reason why they're fluttering. But
that's hilarious.
Yeah, but that's ultimately it. If that made any sense whatsoever, because
it made some sense.
It made some sense. Okay,
but I gotta make sure our listeners and viewers
that they understand.
Also understand.
Yeah, but I gotta put the question back on you, and I could say that for Shea Topics, because this ties into it, because we're talking about the search, and we're gonna go back to it. So anybody who want to chime in on Facebook once it gets there, the difference between dating, courting, and being in a relationship. Like, there is a difference. So
levels.
It's levels to it all the time, and I feel that the best relationships are the ones that start at a foundation where there's an understanding between two people, and there's only thing that I don't care what nobody else thinks. This is between him and I, and if he's okay with it, then bump what anybody else think. Period.
So I saw an internet clip, or a clip on the internet. Must have been another podcast, but so the guest that they had on their podcast, beautiful young lady, has a very lucrative relationship, for lack of a better word.
Okay.
And the question that was posed to her is, or it was basically assumed that there are multiple men in her life because of the lifestyle that she posts on her social media, but there's never another person or male seen in the post. They're like, well, if you're with somebody and you never post them, the assumption is always going to be you're dealing with multiple rich individuals to help fund and fuel this lifestyle. And her thing was, why does everybody want to know who I'm with, when I'm with, and where I'm with, whoever I'm with?
Hello.
I don't know. It's a fascination that
it is.
We cannot truly explain, except for the people that want to know.
But it's access. Social media allows, and y'all chime in if y'all believe it. People put out there, for the most part, every bit and pieces of their lives. So when people do not have access to that, they assume and they make assumptions, and they're like, oh, well, who's the flavor of the month, Shay? Who do you like? What do you got going on, Shay?
Flavor of the month.
And I'm like, I'm not like that. I'm not that type of person. I'm a person who wants to be in a full-blown committed relationship, and I will only share and showcase that person once I'm married to them. Point blank. And I don't have to show around whoever. If you see me out in these streets and you see me with somebody, then
So one place we're going to rule out of not where to look for a relationship Actually, we can't really rule that. I won't rule out social media because there are some interesting stories that I've heard from various couples on how they met.
There's people that in my camp, especially, that are dating through this Facebook meetup thing online, and they've been going on multiple of dates.
Facebook what?
It's a meetup or something like that on Facebook where you could just like I guess black people meet up in all of them where you could kind of like stroll through and pick whoever is your match, set up a profile and all this other stuff. And I was shocked. I was like, through Facebook? So it is. Yeah. See, we both burping off of stuff. So I was like, are you serious? Like, this really exists? I do not have a profile on there, but again, some of my people, they doing it. And I can honestly tell you, they are truly enjoying themselves with this whole Facebook meetup, and I've met a few of the people that they are dating, and again, grown people, so they know that they are not the main one, but they're trying to be that for that person. And it's like, may the best man or woman or person or they win, okay? Because it is what it is. It's like, you can't assume that you just have this person locked in.
So there goes one place.
So that's one place. All right.
Digital AI place.
Absolutely. What's one you think?
It depends, because I feel like it's not one place. It's not about the place. It's about your energy.
There you go. Come on, man.
What are you inviting, and what are you deflecting? You know,
come through.
I always find it fascinating when women get, flirted on in situations where, like, they're at the grocery store, laundromat, and they're not dolled up,
right?
And they're like, no, I'm not even. No, I don't have my face on. I don't have my nails in the air, and I'm like, why would you feel some type of way if this gentleman is approaching you in your natural element?
Exactly. So that's very important to take a witness and gather at. It happened to me definitely a few years back. It probably was like 3 or 4, and the person was like, I was going to the dollar store. I think I talked about this before, and I was definitely dressed down and ashy ass ankles and legs and all type of stuff. And it was an instant connection. Like, whoa, oh, okay. You want to like, oh, you want to go out? I wanted like to take you out on a date. I don't know if that date ever happened, but I really don't. I don't think the date ever happened. Which it was very interesting because it was still a connection, and that connection, set the tone for me being like, all right, yeah, I gotta make sure to set my standards high. Like, I'm not just you met me at a damn dollar store, yeah, but that didn't mean I was cheap, motherfucker. Okay. I that meant that I'm really,
I mean, the dollar store be having stuff
they
that
be
no
having
other
some good
stuff have.
Hello, okay.
No other places have.
So I know how to stretch that dollar. That's what that meant. But anyway, so yeah, I would say people, places, and things, because I feel like you could meet anybody anywhere, and sometimes the person is right in front of your face. So that is a true factor.
Some people say church, but I don't trust church, because usually the people that are at church are usually broken people trying to look for something to fix whatever they feel is broken.
Or they just looking for some butt because they heard that church girls give it up easily.
That too.
Or they freaky deaky, something like that. These are things
two
that
things
people have
can be
said.
true.
Mm-hmm. But I'm
not gonna tell my church stories right now.
Listen, there are some. I know I have some, especially from being a young kid out there. It was interesting. That's where I learned. I said, "Oh,
you learn a lot."
I said, "There's some interesting people in here."
In them church doors and.
Where do you go to find someone in a relationship? I mean, I think we kind of summed it up, and y'all chime into some places that you have gone, because it is experiential. It's like where you at? I remember somebody told me, and I think they told you the same thing, like, you got to be out there, put yourself out there in order for you to even receive what's supposed to be coming your way. So if I'm never out side because I'm always working or something.
So your soulmate is at your job? That's what you tell. That's what you tell.
Clearly, it's not. Okay, it's very interesting, but they say that you got to put yourself out there. You have to get out in them streets. In some aspects or whatever, depending on the caliber. Somebody actually told me to go to a cigar shop. To go.
Do you smoke cigars?
I do not.
So why would you go there?
Thank you. But they was like, you just go and, dress up for an evening and you just go and network. And I said, who the hell am I networking with? The men that's in the building? Like, no, don't worry about it. Just sit there and they're going to come to you. You can go to
different social atmospheres and events. Mm-hmm. There's I know the Alphas got their solstice coming up on the 17th. Mm-hmm. A lot of high value folks will probably be in the building if that's what you're into.
Right.
A lot of people talk down about meeting people in nightclubs and bars and restaurants, but I know a lot of people that met in bars and restaurants and nightclubs that are still together.
Still together,
married with
happily.
Kids.
Yep.
Enjoying their life.
Exactly.
Some of them had a one night stand that turned into a one lifetime stand.
There you go. Yeah, and it's situational, it's different, and I truly believe what's for you is for you. Like when it's your time, and that's just it. You can't force it, can't fabricate situations. Like I did tell somebody most recently, I'm like, you just can't force stuff. Like let it happen organically. Like if you know and you ain't getting a vibe from me, it's because you just ain't doing it. That's it.
That's it.
And you can't make stuff like that up. Like you ever been around somebody and you probably don't even have to be around them, but like a song comes on or you smell a scent and the scent reminds you of that person or whatever, just something, and you're not with the person, but you don't know why the heck, for whatever reason, energetically you're still tied to this person.
It just clicks.
It's just there. So it's like you could meet somebody just like what you were saying. Like you go to a bar, you go wherever you at the store, the grocery thing, on the highway, in the road, whatever, at a family function, somebody just, happens to come up. It is what it is. What are you going to do with it? So it could be technically anywhere. All right. I like that question, mate.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because a lot of people want to know, especially when they're looking.
Absolutely. This is the search.
Yeah. Everybody's searching for something.
Yeah, whether good or bad.
Well, what's the next question?
The next one is, should you Google and social media search any potential mates, or are you setting yourself up for failure? Okay, this got to be explained a little bit more. So now, Google them in terms of once you discover who they are, that you're searching and researching them. Well, I feel like my current person did that in reference to me. I mean, we know each other since we were kids, but I feel like to know the adult version of me, he was trying to figure out what my likes and my dislikes was. But I told him, I said, stop looking on social media for that. Because what you got was Brooklyn Shay. Mm-hmm. You didn't get Shavina. That's a whole different person. So if you want to know me, you talk to me, you spend time with me, and we get to know each other in that capacity. So I feel like you may find out certain things and assume things.
He older or younger?
He's a little bit younger. Not a lot, just about like 2 years. But you may assume things and you're going to be disappointed because that does not work that does not work. Because people do certain things on social media and let you see what they want you to see. Okay?
Yeah, it's a highlight reel.
Yeah. So you can't assume everything that is up there is factual. You really can't. Some people are really good, like hindsight 22, but I'm an actor, an actress. And
what kind of actors?
whatever they need me to be, if they pay, like you paying, we gonna come up with some skits and some stuff for you. But those things happen. Okay, and
yeah, you were married according to last year's social media.
Yeah,
right?
And I'm like, that wasn't real. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, we do what we know is gonna get views and skits. Yeah, so let people tell it that's what I believe. Like, a lot of people was like in my inbox and trying to get at me the most when they thought I was really locked down in a marriage. And I said, oh, okay, this is what y'all do. It's very interesting. Then when they think that you're no longer attached or something like that, oh my God, it's always interesting. But yeah, what would you say in regards to just like the social media search and stuff? Do you think it's a good way to learn about your potential candidate?
It depends, because the end part of the question is what stands out. Are you setting yourself up for failure? And I think that could be the case if you're going to look for things to cancel out your interest. If you're going on social media to see, a single dude, and you're a woman looking to see what a single dude is doing, and he got all these heart emojis in his comments and likes and all this, that does not a telltale of his interaction with those women. It just social media only. If you don't see them out in public doing anything or so forth, you can't assume.
Right.
But if that's your first up, that's a red flag. He got too many hoes on his comments and blah blah blah.
Right.
You're setting yourself up for disappointment. If you go looking, trying to find out, what the person does without asking, when social media first started, there were a lot of people that I know when I went to their page, and it would say stuff like media influencer. I'm like,
where at exactly?
Massage therapist. You certified?
Right.
You got a location and a studio space for the massage?
Yeah.
All these different things. Like, people were literally manifesting their future goals on social media. So you don't know what was what until you actually interacted with the person for real. And then there are some legitimate people that were very solid, but you would have no idea what they did.
Exactly.
Because their social media was basically just, every once in a blue moon, of just, hey, I went this, I did that, or this food was good.
Yeah, I remember those days. Now it's just like, some things are just so taboo or so negative, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like, for real, just move on.
It was funny. So when I saw some more at Funny Bone in Albany Saturday, I went to a 7:00 show. One of the things she started off with was thank you. And she just kept saying thank you and gave, I just figured it was grateful. But then she made the point, she was like, because you could have chose to be anywhere else but here, but you chose to actually come and watch a show instead of be in the show.
Hello.
Everybody wants to be in the spotlight.
There you go.
Nobody wants to actually sit here and be entertained. They want to be the entertainment. So it's she was very grateful and thankful that I came out to see it some more.
She did a phenomenal job.
She was hilarious
Shout out
with the show I went to.
Likewise, that she did something in regards to not wanting to get the shakes. When I tell you,
I was dying at that part too.
I fell out. I was like, that was probably the most funniest piece of it. The most funniest piece, because, and I'll share this because it's so hilarious. So most recently, then I started working out or whatever. Well, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you for that.
I gotta catch up.
Listen. So I started working out, and I said, and I know there's power in words. So I was like, damn, I'm gonna end up getting injured, because every single time, listen to me, and I said it right, but then I took it back, and I was like, ooh, universe, please don't get me. I was like, I'm so sorry that I said that, because every time, most recently than not, since I've been very spiritual, I start this process and something happens. But let me tell you how good God is. So
that's why you got a jersey on today.
listen to me, Maine. I hire people to come and do my yard. So, listen to me.
I forgot that
they were coming. So I go and I'm laying down before we go into this going to the see some more. I'm like, I gotta take a nap because we getting older. So I'm like, hey, 10 o'clock show. Oh Lord, I need a nap. So I'm laying down and I hear the dog barking and I'm like, he's not shutting up. So I'm like, all right. Now I got 2 cars that's just sitting in the well, anyway, don't matter. So I said, who is coming? So I hear like the rattling or whatever, but I hear somebody doing the yard outside. So I'm like, damn, why are you doing this yard so late? But anyway, let me just I'm still trying to just tune it out so I can go to sleep. Dog will not stop barking. So now this is bringing me to a will. So I'm like, all right. Too. Yep. So now I run downstairs and I'm like, all right. I look on the camera and I'm saying, who the hell is that? And I see two men walking to back. So I'm like, let me try to go and get my shoes because I'm like, at least or whatever. Now, mind you, my shoes. I don't have anything on but a freaking bra, mind you. So now this is tying into what we're talking about with social media. But listen to me. So I said, all right, I'm gonna go downstairs and I go and I get my little butcher knife. Like that's not do anything. So I'm like, I go to the man. I'm like, what are you doing back? He said, ma'am, you hired us. Yo, babe. I said, oh, I thought y'all was coming tomorrow. I said, they sent me a text. Y'all don't text people no more? Duh, you forgot that you were sleeping not too long ago, right? So they don't call me to text me to say, oh, we're not coming tomorrow. We're coming today because we had an open slot. Man, let me tell you something. So they got a whole visual. So I closed. I said, okay, I'll be out in just a second because my car was parked like towards the grass. So I said, I'll be out to move the car in just a second. And I'm moving the car. He's like, man, you think you're going to be able to pick up this poop? Like, it's a lot of poop out here. And I was like, fertilizer. Just do whatever you need to do or whatever at this particular point. Because I just now, when I tell you I skipped like 20 steps and bust my ass. My leg went backwards. So now I called Tammy. Hurt my side, my back. And you know when we hurt ourselves now, it's different. So
oh my gosh.
Broke my nail. That's why I ended up having to go get my nails done. Then I said, if somebody had a camera in here and watched this whole process, if it was on social media, right?
It would be hilarious.
It would be, first off, I would have went viral and I would have absolutely got some type of award.
At least you weren't on the hood of a car.
Listen to me. Shout out to that young lady because I'm talking about they got her up there as the Little Mermaid and all this type of stuff. But when I tell you that, I said first of all, it was so dangerous. It was so dangerous, but it's stuff like that. Like you thinking you waking up out of your sleep, delusional. Now, had I a man in the house, then I wouldn't have had to step there. That's the part that I'm going to. Mm-hmm. And running down the stairs and missing a few of them because I was trying to catch whoever came on that camera. And I'm like,
just running into danger.
Running into the danger, right?
You're supposed to tiptoe slowly.
Right. Ran into the danger and damn near broke my neck. So I called Miss Cobb, Tammy. Shout out to Lady T. And
shout out to Lady T.
She just started laughing.
She definitely... I gotta give her a shout out.
Go ahead.
I'm changing the subject, but we'll be right back. I gotta give her a shout out. My daughter's sweet 16. She did the food. She served the food. She helped cut the cake. She even for a moment, because my daughter, who was running late because she was there helping her mother set up decorations. No shade, but I told them to hire somebody so that wouldn't happen. But you know, they want to do it. Okay. It looked nice.
Okay.
But it made them late.
Okay.
Tammy comes out. DJ Show comes out. They get the energy up, start going, because, you know, black folks get impatient.
Yes, very much so.
You know, I was surprised, people, you know, it started at 6. There were people in there by 6:30 ready to go. I was like, oh, this is different. I'm like, I got to remember, she an AP student. She like in 10th grade taking college level courses.
Let's go.
So, yeah, they going to be on time.
Yes, okay.
You know what I mean?
Just doing it. Okay.
So... shout out to Lady T. She held it down for me. I appreciate her. You know what I mean? She had the, you know, we had enough food. We had enough food for what I paid that DJ Biz, who had a cookout the next day, literally took 4 pans home
Oh my gosh! Oh, she don't
She
play.
threw down.
She don't play. She don't play. I'm telling you, she do not play.
I was so appreciative.
Smack, okay.
And she had her two kids with her that were actually grown and serving and professional.
Yeah.
Sharp. They made sure they still were wearing masks, which I ain't had no problem with.
Yeah.
Either way, but that's the level of professionalism they had, and everybody loved the food.
Yes.
Can't complain. So shout out to Lady T.
Come on, Lady
But
T,
I would have
show
laughed
up.
too.
Yes.
What are you doing running down the stairs?
Oh my God. She laughed. I said, I didn't think it was funny, Tammy. I said, I could have killed myself. I said,
You
and then
probably
went
could
in.
have.
I said, I could have killed myself. For real, though. The way I hit them stairs. And she said, let me tell you something. She said, well, I would have did what you asked me to do, which was make sure that you went and did. She said, I would have came there and covered you up. And she said, because no, anybody who know you don't have never have no clothes on. And I'm like, absolutely. I said, I like to be free as a bird. And I'm like, what is happening right now? I said, I had an out of body experience. Sorry, y'all. We went on the tangent, but it was funny, just in short, because people put whatever they want to put on social media, but they don't talk about the real stuff. No, man, I'm not haven't been having sex, and let me just tell you something. I was bit like a pretzel, like I got something. When I tell you my leg, this right side is all jacked up. It went behind me. I said, I haven't even bit this way.
Fell down your back.
Let me tell you something. Leg went underneath me.
You
left
got carpet
left,
or wood stairs?
Wood stairs. And listen to me. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And it was like, I don't believe that.
I'm glad you're here.
Yes, and I jumped up like it was nobody business. And she was like, "Why you just didn't stay down?" I said to me, "Shut up." She said, "You going over there?"
She was scared, Tam. She thought she had intruders.
It wasn't even a point of being scared. I was ready to go to war with the little butts because I'm like, I know you're not on this property. What are you thinking that they coming to get a piece of the cars? But whatever. Anyway, let it go. Let it go. That's what I learned this weekend. What would you have done? Like, let it go. It's not worth it, okay? People getting shot and killed, people riding on top of cars, all type of craziness happening in the Capital District.
A lot.
And we trying to figure out, like, why would you do that, Shay? Because you thought that you're gonna be Wonder Woman today.
But again, at the end of the day,
like I said, if I had a man at home, I wouldn't have did that. Clearly not.
I'm gonna be quiet because I ain't gonna start no fights today. I ain't gonna start no fights today.
I'm just being funny. It's not necessarily that I have.
I know.
I'm just being funny. Okay. All right.
We ain't gonna
go there, man.
But again,
yes.
When it comes to this Google and social media search for people that you might want to be interested in, I would just suggest do not go in with the intention of canceling a person out.
How about the ones that go in just to get you and then are not consistent? How about that?
What do you mean? Find
out what they think you want to hear and know, and this, that, and the third.
Well, they're not genuine. They're trying to scam you into some draws.
Correct.
That's all.
Manipulative stuff. That's what I'm talking about. So that is another factor. So it's not just the ones that are trying to cancel people out. There's also people that go in there to manipulate and find out what they need to find out, and then become the person that they think they want you to be. You want them to be. And it can only last but for so long.
But that always comes back.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely, because karma's one is real, and they can't keep up the facade at all. So, yeah, interesting.
I learned something about karma recently. Watching another podcast on YouTube. And the person that was speaking about it said the problem with people who talk about karma, they only talk about it in one way. Right.
And it's a positive side of it too. Definitely.
Karma is not a negative thing. Karma is literally just a yin and yang situation.
Absolutely.
If you create the yang, be prepared for the yang.
Hello.
And whatever the yang is, or whatever the yang you created is,
your
yang will come back just as strong.
Yes, it will.
So
it will.
If you're giving out positive energy, you're going to get it back. But if you're giving out that BS,
it's going to go boo-boo. boop, boop, boop. Okay. Yep. And I had to question myself. I said, what did you do prior to this that you listening? They said you needed to take a tumble. Charlotte took a tumble and real one. Nah, it was definitely the Lord's way of saying, like, let me tell you something. Stay still. Stay still. And I did not. I still jumped back up and got my butt out there like I was about to do something.
Go to the doctor?
No, not yet. Tammy told me I need to.
You got bruises?
Let me tell you something. Put one of them lidocaine patches on my back. I got it right here, and then I had it on the top part of my foot that was hurting, but I'm alright.
Well, you had some cushion.
A lot. Thankfully, this is the time that I was happy for the 6-pack in my back. I say, Lord, help her. Okay. But yeah, on to the next one. You got this one?
Yeah. So, when should you compromise on your list?
You have a list?
For those that may not understand what the list is, I believe the list that this person is referring to.
Standards.
I'll give you an example. There's a popular girl group. One of their members, tragically passed away. But the other 2 surviving members, and I believe they're actually be in Saratoga this summer. One of them once had a reality show where she had a dating life coach try to help her find love. And one of the things that the dating life coach told her to do was adjust her list. Because she had this extensive and very specific list on what she wanted in a man for her. Still single, by the way. Beautiful young lady. If you don't know who I'm talking about, her name is Chili.
Yeah.
As far as I know, she's still single. I could be wrong. I ain't in her business like that. But people like her and others similar to her, including myself, have a list of what they would like in an ideal mate. So when do you get to the point where you're so single that you need to compromise on your list? Misunderstanding.
I'm not well, that went out.
Don't worry.
Okay. So I'm not compromising, not completely. At least I don't think I am. Let's say what should you compromise on?
Bumping my leg on a table.
Blessings. See how that happened? Let's
Karma.
see.
For laughing at you.
Yeah, pretty much. What would I compromise on my list, man? It would have to be I gotta ponder on that one. You know what? Because my list is not extensive. Like I think it's like basic. So if I'm gonna give y'all some of my stuff on the list,
I think
yeah, that is the key words. So my standards have to do with more so of loyalty, consistency, time. Because one, currently right now, I work a lot. And if I make time, as I've said before on other
special
shows, you are.
Oh,
okay.
You got that thing.
Even the thing ain't gonna make me go there with you. Because, people be, giving people too many, accolades about they gotta be smashing, they gotta be good, they gotta hit right, they gotta do it. You could have an average size process and still be able to make somebody climax. You know what I'm saying? It's all about energy.
There goes a compromise then.
Right.
If your list includes, they need to be.
My list does not include that. I said other people. You know what I'm saying? That they would say that. Me, I'm simplicity. That's what I'm saying. I'm probably the most simplest but complicated person at the same time. And want to know where my complication comes in at. I'm not compromising.
Just you saying that, we know where your complication is at.
Yeah. I'm not
You're the most simplest but complicated. That's why.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is the complication come in the fact that I will not compromise for someone who is inconsistent. I will not compromise for someone who, like, it's always about time.
Fair
so you
enough.
like when we okay, let's talk about the marriage, because then it's to make more sense and put it more into context. My husband was jealous of my kids because I spent time with my kids. Now that's a personal situation, but the older version of me now understands where he was going with it, where it was, wow, I'm coming home from work, I'm working all day, I want my wife. And for me, it's like, let me put these kids down, let me finish doing what I'm doing with them, let me bathe them, get them situated, and then we can have our time.
So I want the kids down before I got home, baby.
Basically, right? And I'm like, it doesn't work like that. Like
That ain't
we got
reality sometimes.
3 little people inside this building. That's a lot of people. When they outnumber you, you got to take time with them. So we will always kind of get into like this little tit for tat, because then he was like, oh, okay, well, you busy with the kids. Oh, you busy with the kids. And I'm like, are you 2 years old? So hence the reason we divorced. But neither here nor there. The whole reason I said I get it now is because I could have made at some point in time, even when we were up here, because his mom was present, God rest her soul, arrangements for her to keep the kids so that him and I could have time. Okay. Because he was complaining so much about just time, right? And just personal time, where when he came home, for him to just have dinner with his wife. And now
there's another thing that you might not be mentioning that might have helped with that existing.
Yeah, well, listen,
because I'm telling you, just like when there's a man that wants you, there's anything else or anybody else can do
right
to prevent that. Same as vice versa with a woman.
Correct. But listen to me. I said the older version of myself can now at least say what I could have done on my part. Okay. Facts. I'm not saying that what he was doing was right. Clearly I felt it was, and I don't agree with it. Okay. Because these are our children. So they come first because we had them, right? They're little enough that they can't take. Yeah, it could have been family time. They couldn't have that time. But what I was saying, what he wanted me to compromise on, I wasn't willing to compromise in that moment, because I felt that they didn't ask to be here, and I'm going to take care of them and you at the same time. So even when I'm tired and don't want to have any type of relations with you, I'm still going to do it, because I felt that that was my place to do that, to make sure that my man was satisfied. So I did that. So when I'm saying that, if I did certain things specifically for my ex-husband, then imagine currently now as a full grown person, because we got married very, very young, so it's like having those experiences, knowing what it is. That's why I said I will not compromise. The person who ends up with me is going to get the best version of myself, because I've learned a lot, you know what I'm saying, and you're seasoned. So it's like, all right, so my list is not extensive enough that it will be like, oh, he gotta have this type of bag, he gotta have that, he gotta have this. No, he don't, but he damn sure needs to know how to lead. Okay. Because I can't follow somebody who don't have no direction on where they're going,
no compass.
And I need somebody on that particular list, imaginary list or whatever, that has a foundation that says, I want to be also a server of not just God, but also of my wife. Like, I want to be able to meet her where she is at. So that's it for me. What about for you?
I have a list as well, as most people do, but my list is based on my life experience, my family, and on the level of committed relationship headed towards, long-term marriage, possibly all that stuff. There are certain things that I'm going to look for, and there are certain things vice versa that I'm going to make sure I give as well. If you're not meeting all those things, it's harder for me to want to give anything.
Come on now.
Or more.
Say that one again, please, man.
So, but then the question comes in, compared to you, I'm the single.
Man keep trying to put me in a relationship. I'm not in a relationship.
You in something.
I'm not in a relationship.
Understanding
I'm not in a relationship.
Understand whatever.
I'm not in a relationship.
You got a person that you interact with on a level of intimacy. Doesn't have to be physical. Look at your face. Am I lying? Am I telling the truth?
Maine wants me to be in a relationship. People, y'all hear me?
Do you want to be in a relationship? All right, let me get out your business.
No, stay there because I like where you're going with it. Because the deflection is real. Go back to yourself. Go back to yourself, man.
So, there's certain things that I know in my world that have to match in order for somebody to be in that world.
Can you name some of them things?
Simple things, just being able, having the same type of energy that I have.
And do she have to know how to cook?
That's not a deal breaker, but if you know how to cook, that's a bonus. I could cook. I'm not worried about that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And we can always go and get food.
Okay. So that's not a deal breaker for you.
My stuff has to do with lifestyle choices and beliefs and what do you think about XYZ stuff?
Right. Growing.
Moving. If we don't share same interests and values, habits,
right,
then that's a chance for conflict to come in and exist, and not doing that. My family, especially from my mother, very religious, grew up Seventh-day Adventist and so forth. Mm-hmm. Me, I'm not as religious. Just from the things I've learned and read for myself, where
I agree.
I'm not invested in church. I do believe in God, mm-hmm. do believe in higher power and that element of spirituality, but I'm no longer caught up in indoctrination.
Right. Understood.
However, I do respect my parents in their house. Mm-hmm. So there are certain things that I know I won't be able to do in their space mm-hmm. at all.
Right.
And if you're not a person that understands that or is mature enough to understand that or has a willingness to understand it, why would I bring you into mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. that type of situation? Mm-hmm. And vice versa. If I go into your world and your world is completely different from something that I would do,
right,
or be comfortable in, or at least appear comfortable in, why would I do that to you? Because all it leads to both of us having to do over explanation for no reason. Right. And then that leads to conflict.
Okay.
Or challenges, whatever you want to call it. So just stuff like that.
Yeah. No, that makes total sense. And I would agree. I mean, it's on the same wave for me at this stage of my life where mm-hmm. it's like people look for superficial things that they may have on their list. I don't have superficial things. I have things that are very foundational, very much so value based, and that's where I believe you're going with it. Like it's like you learned that having good WAP is not everything. Okay, so it's just like you can, I don't want no badge. So let's understand. If I gotta stay with you for the rest of my life, I definitely want to be hanging from a chandelier somewhere. I'm like, your energy gotta match my energy at some point in time because I'm not boring.
I saw swing pieces around here somewhere. What you trying to do with this studio?
Me, okay, I ain't trying to do nothing up in here. Okay, now the other space, Louis gonna talk about it. I'm respectful of the process up in here.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord. But no, people, you gotta like speak your truth. When I tell you, like I was talking to one of my very, very dear friends the other day. My deal breaker, because if we're talking about a list that I'm not compromising, I have to have it every day, and I have to have it like more than once. And I'm like, if you cannot do that, then you don't need to entertain me.
What do you need to have every day?
Pleasure. So that is definitely on my list. And if you cannot do that,
that is interesting.
That's a process for me, because that would make me say, okay, that ain't gonna work for me. Eventually, we're not gonna be able to do some
these
things.
Damn fluttering eyelashes when you saying certain things.
Yeah, but eventually we're not gonna be able to do certain things. So now, especially, you know, with me being at my peak.
So I believe Brooklyn Shea has been abstinent for quite a while, and she needs to catch up on that time that she missed. So whoever that is interested or pursuing, you know, get in the gym.
Right. That's a plus.
Get your Nugenics.
You better get something, because it's going down. Okay. So and it's worthy for that part. You know what I'm saying? Like you get to a place where you want to be wooed, you want to be courted, you want to be made to feel
I'm very fascinated
sexually.
by this revelation that you just revealed, because you are a woman that literally works 48 hours a day.
Right. But I will make time for that.
There are going to be a group of women that will be particularly mad at you. Like, why would you subject yourself?
I ain't subjecting myself to nothing other than pleasure. Okay. So, and my thought process is, like, it goes both ways. Like, who doesn't? That's a stress release. Like, I feel like you live longer, you have a better way of just service to the community.
Service.
Right. I want to give on to others as others have given on to me. So you want to be happy? Yes, happy.
I ain't mad at that.
No, not at all. So those are very important. That's a very important part of my life, because that is something that, for me, not nobody else, and again, we are not experts, we're just two people that have been through some stuff. I know what I need to keep me happy. To keep me happy, I need pleasure on a daily, consistent basis, and if you cannot do that, that is a problem for me. That's it.
You heard it.
That's it.
Ain't got nothing to do with that, fellas. You better get your act right. Oh, Lord. So
that's it.
I guess it's up to you if you want to compromise your list or not.
Yeah.
If compromise is only necessary to me if you feel it's worth it. If you don't feel it's worth it, what are you compromising for?
Correct.
That would be my opinion.
All right.
We got any topics?
I got my topics. For you, not just you, but just in general, for men, for people who are in the search. When is the right time to introduce your people to your children, if you have them?
So for me, my child is 16. Me and my child have been communicating since she was born. So she has understanding and some kind of level of maturity, and also the freedom to ask questions.
Okay.
However, I don't have a set parameter, because life happens, and if you happen to be in the same room with somebody that I'm dealing with, or may be interested in dealing with, or vice versa.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, this is my daughter.
Okay. Understood.
You know, it's not rocket science for me, but that's because, one, I'm a man, so it's a different aspect. Not saying that certain things don't exist because a woman is involved, because I've heard some horror stories about women too.
Right.
You know that may not necessarily be R. Kelly, but damn near close to it. Actually, if you go down the history of R. Kelly, that's probably who created the monster in him that is R. Kelly, according to some of the things I've read, of his childhood.
Right.
But, I'm not, nobody's moving in my house right this minute at all. I'm not creating an expectation for the person or my child for them to interact. So it's not It's not that level of importance to me on how or when they meet, in the aspect of until there's an actual decision or title involved or
Right.
actual commitment involved, this is a person that I know, and this is my child, so now you know that I have a child.
Okay. All right.
That's for me.
Yeah. No, I told him, said my kid, well, my young adults are young adults. So for me, it's never been, and I have not, unless it has been like just in passing.
I feel like
you know,
your kids clown you.
you think so? They don't.
I feel like your kids like, is this one gonna last?
No. You know what is so funny, man, that you would say that? Because that's hilarious. He might be joking, but he's serious at the same time. Let me tell you what's so funny about that. Is because it's an internal joke within HTM and United Sisters of New York. Like, people be like, because they'll be like, oh, are you seeing anybody? Now, they may never seen a person. Likewise, right? So they may have never seen a person, but they know, oh, well, you at least entertaining somebody right now. And then they'll be like,
would that have anything to do with your mood or how you may be interacting and behaving with the ladies of HTM or United Sisters of New York?
no, they know me. So they like, oh, okay. Oh, he's still around. Oh, okay. And it's just me, just like what you say to me every time you see me. Oh, how's it going? Are they still active in your life? And I'm like, is this not a bad thing for me? Okay, I just feel like, you know, I have not chosen to like introduce my children or, you know, young adults to any person, and I have not had people like in my house on that type of level. Like, I normally, you know, I'll handle my business wherever I need to handle it. But my whole thing is that I have been very mindful of them, and since my divorce and, you know, them growing
you
up,
gotta be.
yeah, so that they did not see a revolving door happening, because it's important. So when I have introduced, it's always people that I really mess with. Like, I know their energy. I've, you know, seen their kids or vice versa, and I trust them enough around the most important beings to me, because I don't even.
I will say this for me also. One of the things that it's fascinating and hilarious at the same time to me is they already know who my child is before.
Right.
You know.
Correct.
Whether they have seen her somewhere doing whatever she does, you know, volunteering at Children's Cafe, doing art or whatever, or in school, or just out and about in community with her mother somewhere.
Social media makes it different, because it's like we do celebrate our kids. So it's like if we choose to post them, like most recently for the first year, he's 25. His birthday was yesterday. Shout out to Terrell. I did not post a picture of him because he is getting to an age where it's like very selective and very, you know, like my, okay, you ain't got to put like my infant pictures all the way up until this number, you know. Clearly he would be open to me doing whatever, but I made a conscious, you know, after speaking with him, like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'll just put a little blurb out about you, you know, turning 25. But and that for me was hard, because I'm like, damn, you know, I really want to highlight in a mother's way, but I would, you know, you got to be respectful, and that's what it is in regards to just like, for me, when I say like the question of when do you feel a woman is actually seeing someone on social media, thinking you know the kid or whatever, meeting the kid at a event, or seeing them in passing if they come by your house and they just happen to be walking by in the driveway, is very different than introducing someone to your child or children. So that was more so my question, as your person, of saying, you know, because then that means that y'all spending time some way, shape, or form. You being invited to family functions, the kids' special events, if they in school, outside of school, whatever, you're being included. So that means then the person is being intentional, because now you're getting to know not just me, you're getting to know my children, okay, or child, right? That that part right there, okay? Because I'm like, what is
Definitely
happening right
heard the
now?
door. Somebody probably leaving out the back
More
from
than
upstairs.
once, and just go.
Yeah, it's just let it happen as it happens. There's no, I think it is a little more different for women than it is men, because there's different concerns when it comes to men being around kids and so forth. Men are always put in a position where they're supposed to be paternal or somewhat in charge, or you know, disciplinarian, or whatever you want to attach to men in a traditional manner. Those are things that come up. So when you do introduce it, it's like, all right, are my children going to respect this person?
Right.
Are my kids going to acknowledge that the level of importance that this person has in my life?
Yeah.
And
it ain't always like that, because I know I gave my stepfather a run for his money initially. My God. Okay, we talked briefly about that before. And it came to a point where my mother was like, listen, you gotta do better, because this is the person I'm going to be spending the rest of my life with. And shout out to them. May 28th, they celebrated 34 years of marriage. So much love to my pops and my mom. Much love, much love, much love. It's like, you know, when you witness it, that's why I be telling people, I'm like, I don't come from no broken situations where I grew up seeing love and what it looked like. I grew up seeing people, you know, committed and in a healthy relationship. And just because my situation did not work out, you know, it was okay, because it wasn't meant to go the full throttle. It was meant to bring the children into the world.
Exactly.
Hence the reason
that's
they're here.
And
yeah, that's what it is. So, and even with, you know, us joking and stuff like that, like, don't get it twisted. You know, despite the people that I've had come in my energy, I understand that there's a time and place for everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we wasn't meant to go the full throttle. Even if they end up with someone else, it's not because it wasn't me. Because I always say, well, you know, if it was me, then they wouldn't keep trying to come back around here. But what I will acknowledge is the fact that you are who you attract when you're in that broken state. And I was in a broken state back then. And now that I'm more in a healed state, the people that I choose to keep my energy around, which, you know, are only good energy and good vibing people. That's it. So where it's going to go, who knows? But I know that life will happen.
It's funny. I'm the same way, but then there's a part of me that tries to keep one or two of the negative people around, you know, just to make sure I'm aware of what's going on in that side of the world.
Yes. I understand that vibe.
Like, yeah, what you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, this person did what to you? Okay.
Yep.
Y'all both can't be in my party at the same time.
Exactly. But no, that's good stuff though, man.
Yeah, it is what it is. People, there's 7 billion people in the world.
Yep.
Hundreds and thousands of different cultures.
Hello.
There's no one specific way to do things. You have to do what is best for you and the persons that you are including or sharing your life with.
Right.
And it just has to make sense for y'all. And that only happens through communication. That only happens through understanding and a willingness to make things work. You don't have that willingness, then none of these, you know, advice, questions, or anything matters.
Okay. So before we end, Shay's topic 1.5. Do you have a type?
Yes and no.
Please elaborate.
So usually my type has a certain aesthetic, you know, even to similar complexion of mine, 5'3"-ish, no taller than 5'6", you know, decently proportioned, shaped, and all that good stuff. You know, but when I look at all the people that I've been in decent and long-term relationships with, they don't necessarily match that aesthetic.
Interesting.
However, you know, they have similar qualities. It's just not like if I list it out and compare it, it's like, oh, they're different. But what I will say is most of the time the energy is very genuine.
Okay.
And reciprocal.
Okay.
You know, I give what I like to receive. So if that's not coming back to me, then yeah. So typically my type is a mirror reflection of me.
Gotcha. Okay.
Overall, you know, but when most people talk about type, it's usually a physical aesthetic.
Right. Okay. Cool.
What is your type, Miss Mystery Partners?
The person that could keep up with me.
We hear that now. Jeez.
That's it.
You know, yeah. Now the younger makes sense because
sometimes it doesn't really matter. I think no. It's yeah. I don't think that age matters when it comes to that. It definitely.
As long as they mouth work, huh?
No, because we talked about that. I'm not really a fan of all of that.
Oh, you
not
still haven't had it done right. That's the problem.
I have.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. My ex-husband was very good at that, and I just was not a fan of it. Some people you just don't. It's not your thing. You know what I mean?
But you have a rose.
I do, but just the rose because it's making me not go out there and act like a rabbit. Okay. 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 So I know how to tame her. You know, Simone was talking a lot about her, and I was laughing.
Yeah,
I was laughing so hard because I'm like, I do have conversations with my person, and I'm like,
but this is good.
Listen.
You can say what you want,
right?
But it's good.
Exactly. And that's it. I mean, I can't even say nothing else. I mean, you know what I told you before. I said we have to have like a sit down with people. Sometimes you wish that you can have that sit down with people where you just like work. Don't matter. So you have a sit down and you be like, oh, okay, yeah. You ever want to be like, so how was that for you?
Yo, I get annoyed, right? So in my more active and fun days, that would literally ask a question. Nobody want to talk about it. So half the time I'm like, so were you?
Did you not like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
what
are you doing?
I'm like, you know, I would, you know, if you're in a fetal position afterwards, I would assume that, all right, it was a good time.
Listen.
You know what I mean?
That's what
if
they
you're
say.
Releasing bodily fluids and creams and different things, then you know.
Yeah, you put somebody
if you're coming back for more, right. I would assume.
It's really good. Yeah, but women don't necessarily, not in the moment, don't like that question.
But at least half of the people would is like, you know, did you enjoy? What did you like?
Yeah, because you're asking because you would like to continue that type of energy. I understand it. Trust me when I tell you. So it's just like, yeah, people who communicate is good stuff. Good stuff. But anyway, wrapping it up. Come on, episode what?
Oh Lord.
That's some good stuff, man. I love it.
Yeah, it was good stuff. It's been a minute. We've been back. You know, we got to get our guest in here.
Yeah, I'm here for this, and I love it. I love all of it. Okay,
we'll figure out when we get the next episode going,
and when we're gonna do a.
This will be up before the week is done. Mm-hmm. Yes, we got to figure out a little soft invite only grand opening. Mm-hmm. But this concludes.
Yes.
Episode 36102 of the Dear Love and Lust podcast. Yes. Make sure you follow us at maineventlive.com/Dear Love and Lust or our Facebook page. And all right, I'm gonna get tired of saying this eventually. Coming soon to YouTube.
Yes, yeah, because
we're on episode 36, and I haven't posted any of them, but I will now.
Yes,
especially this summer.
I love it.
Catch it up on everything. You know. Also, the Merchant Apparel online store will be back on maineventlive.com/shop. Holla at Brooklyn Shea for these lovely glasses with the logo, Dear Love and Lust logo on them.
They here.
We do have a couple of things coming up for the month of June. June 10th, again, All White Affair.
Yes.
Vanilla Sky is the theme at Albany Stadium Restaurant and Bar. Showbiz Live on the tune. At the end of the month, July 22nd through 25th, I believe, the Black Film Festival at the Palace Theater. Shout out to it's the Renaissance Black Film Festival.
Okay.
We got actual real actors and celebrities coming through, such as Morris Chestnut, such as Gail Bean, who is phenomenal on Snowfall, and of course P Valley when she came in for the second season. She got a couple projects that she'll probably be showcasing, and also a former resident of Schenectady, and accomplished movie producer, director, writer. Jamal Hill is also one of the featured ones. We got a few more names that we're gonna add and share. The deadline for content submission, if you have a project, a film project that you're trying to submit, is
June 7th.
So you have until then to submit. Go on the palacealbany.org website to find out more information about that. Shout out to Mr. Kevin Johnson. Shout out to Collective Effort. There's a few others that, if you go on the website, you'll find out information about who's helping to support and bring this to fruition. It's the first annual, so this will not be the last.
Well, I'm gonna say it live on the air just so Jermaine can know, like, my history with Morris Chestnut. Okay.
Oh,
if
Lord.
you have never done anything for me in a lifetime, this will be the time that you will get Brooklyn Shea in here to just take a picture. I don't need to do nothing else. I
believe there will be meet and greets.
I just need a picture. That's it. Okay.
That's a married man. Happily married man.
Let's start there. First off, I love his craft. Okay. And since walking in the rain to go see him, Boys in the Hood and stuff like that, I just am, blown away. And the reason I'm saying about taking a picture, one, he's at least one actor that I truly, genuinely admire and believe wholeheartedly, because he's been with his wife forever and a day. That is something that is noble and should be acknowledged, point blank, period. Does not stop me from wanting my damn picture. Okay? Because that's what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Okay. Most people be like, Morris Chestnut, oh my God, he's so good. He's so good. Yeah, he is a good eye candy, and he's grown tremendously in the industry. But for the craft, for what I'm trying to do, just in general, just in life, I could take a picture with all of them, and that's a beautiful thing. But I definitely
you must have a Morris Chestnut picture.
So I'm saying
he is definitely a living icon.
He is,
especially when it comes to our community.
Yeah. I got my picture with Jamal Hill, so I'm good with that. So I'm just missing them. That's it. And Morris Chestnut is it. So again, Maine, if you ever wanted to do anything for that's it. Photo op.
I'll work on that. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. Thank you. I know. I said it on the air.
That's coming through. You got something else coming up?
Yes. Outside of the soft opening, we have United Sisters of New York. We have our Women Who Rock event coming up on the 17th of this month. And we have we will be doing like a photo session going on at some point in time with Maine as well, to celebrate.
You see how you do that in there like that?
Yes, coming up with Maine to celebrate the 11 years of her temple. We will do the first one with Tony, who is a member of her temple monologues. And shout out to Kizzy and the team that just pulled off the Black Wall Street. It was amazing. And we got a chance to perform at that, Her Temple Monologues, and we introduced them to the original Black Wall Street. So a lot of more skits and productions and different things. That was like one of the highlights. I want to say out of all the things we've done, that was my favorite set that we actually did.
Nice.
It was amazing. So that's what I got. That's what we got going on. Yeah, a couple of things for June. That's
we do have some day parties in the work coming up, and also July 8th,
yes,
my birthday party, Summer Lemonade Part 3. That means wear some form of yellow or your favorite color of lemonade.
Absolutely.
We will be again at Albany Stadium. This time I'm bringing out not only Showbiz Live, but I'm bringing out the big heavy hitter, the young superstar himself, DJ TGIF will be in the building.
Okay.
Let me speak on that too. So shout out to him. Shout out to Amari, his partner. They also have the space where I rented to do my daughter's Sweet 16. There was a very intentional energy that I was trying to have with my daughter's Sweet 16.
Okay.
Finding black businesses, venues,
Yes.
people to support. That's why I had Tammy there. That's why I went with TGIF.
Okay.
That's why even the chair person that
Rentals and stuff.
my daughter and my ex-wife got was a black person.
Okay.
So I gave Craig money. The very next week, the following week, actually before the week before that, I was on his Wine Now Wednesday. He gave me money.
Okay.
Then I gave him some more money. He gave me back some more money for something else.
Okay.
Then Tammy,
Yeah.
took care. We grew up a long time. Took care. She gave me some great food.
Absolutely. There we go.
But I say that out loud to say, when they talk about cooperative economics and actually
Come on.
the black dollar,
Come on.
I have nothing against, my lighter shade brothers and sisters.
Yes.
However, it is very important for my brothers and sisters that look like me for us to recycle our dollars
All
within
money
ourselves first to help grow us in a manner that many other cultures have grown themselves for ages.
Hello.
So it felt good for me to be able to do that in the manner that I did it, and how it came back to me in a very positive
way. That's
Excuse me. So I just wanted to say that out loud before we head off and log off.
Absolutely. So that date is a very special date as well, since Maine brought it up, because I was gonna wait till we do our next taping, but hey, July is right around the corner, ain't it though, Maine? So that particular day, so I said I'm definitely coming to support you. But that particular day, I'm being honored down. Let's get it straight. The Empire State Federation of Colored Women's Club will be giving me a community service award on that day. So that evening, and my family is coming from Maryland, Virginia, Brooklyn, across the way.
Oh, so they know where the after party's at.
Yes. So they will be coming to support me for that one. And shout out to everybody that has come before me to make that happen. I'm very grateful and thankful for that opportunity, for sure.
Nice.
So yeah, this is really, really, really powerful and big on so many levels. It's on a national and
dope.
State level. So very much so. So thank you, Carla. Your mind. Yeah. So we here for that.
Multiply that clap sound.
All right. We here for that. So yeah, but that's it. That's all we got in the works right now. And I'm looking forward to the next podcast.
Oh, and I gotta give one more shout out. Big shout out to Markia Robinson of Markia Robinson International, soon to be renamed.
Okay.
But she does have a great event coming up, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to feature her as a guest. Makers of the Man.
Hello.
That's third annual conference. That would also be at the Renaissance Hotel.
Okay.
Follow us and follow her to find out more information about it, and hopefully we'll get her on sooner than later.
Right.
to actually expound upon that anymore.
I love it.
I think that's about it for today.
I think that's about it. So as always,
if you have any love, sex, and relationship questions that you want to ask, email us at dearloveandlust@gmail.com.
Yes.
We will respond to them hopefully in the next episode if we get them in time.
Yep.
And you can also holler at us on our social media handle, at her Temple Monologues, at Main Event Live. Y'all know how to reach us.
You know how it goes.
I'll put the information at the end in the highlight of this video. You'll see it. It'll be somewhere.
And we say, please submit those questions. All right, y'all. This is stuff. I love when we go live. I really do. I like the taping, but I love when we go live because we get to the real action when it's happening, and y'all be having some real good questions. But please submit those questions to us. We definitely appreciate the love and support thus far, and as always, as Maine would say,
peace.